Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Catania Alvin speaking. I want to give a little background regarding the European Union and what it really is representing and how this whole thing really is to do with the enslavement of the world, specifically through the Western banking system, of the population very much. And you'll see that I've got Dr. John Coleman. This is my first video that I put up on this channel because my previous channel was taken down under the title Project Truth Warrior. But I just put one of these back, and it's an interview with Alex Jones. And he's talking about the Committee 300. The Committee 300 was set up in 1891, on the 5th of February, actually. And it was set up, one is Cecil Rhodes of the diamond and gold magnate, and another one is the Rothschild of the time, and the third one is Lord Balfour, known for the Balfour Treaty. Now, if we go further back to 1776, that was when the Illuminati was set up in Bavaria, and that was the setting up of the 13 wealthiest families with the intention of taking over the world. In a book called Healing Codes for the Biological Apocalypse by Dr. Leonard G. Horowitz and Dr. Joseph S. Pulio. I got it because it has musical codes in there, etc., and I didn't realize it filled with politics, but it is. It's an amazing book, and it talks about, on page 107, Cecil Rhodes and his New World Order scholars. So it actually here says several wealthy Englishmen, Lord Rothschild included, joined Cecil Rhodes. It was Cecil Rhodes that set it up, and they found the Committee 300. The main object of the group was to promulgate a worldwide British plutocracy. The committee structured itself after the Society of Jesus, or the Jesuit order. Later, Hitler's SS would do the same. In Rhodes' own words, here's what the Committee of 300 intended and why. Well, I won't go into all of it. In its second paragraph, he says, if we had retained America, there would be, at the present moment, many millions more of English living. I contend that we are the finest race in the world, and that the more of the world we inhabit, the better it is for the human race. Just fancy those parts that are at present inhabited by, now these are his words, the most despicable specimens of human beings. That's not me, I'm just repeating what he said. What an alteration there would be in them if they were brought under Anglo-Saxon influence. Look again at the extra employment in new country added to our dominion gives. I contend that every acre added to our territory means in the future birth of some more of the English race who otherwise would not be brought into existence. Right. Now, this is very important to understand. Really, he was the arch-racist and very wealthy, so he could actually put his plans into operation. This is what the Committee 300, which still exists, it's in the City of London, and what Europe is, whether people recognize it or not, is the central core of the one world order. The central core of the one world order. In the Committee 300 are bankers and royalty and politicians. So we can talk about Prime Minister May, and I've said that she's behaving treasonously, but it's pretty obvious is that she takes her marching orders from the Committee 300. I want to play a little bit of Dr. John Coleman. Right.
And I remember reading that H.G. Wells quote because he wanted this global world government, and it talked about how they would exterminate.
Of course, that's Alex Jones. It's an interview.
Most of the people, and of course, he was one of their top thinkers. But that particular quote you just gave, where does that come from again?
That comes from his paper. I'll read it to you. The Open Conspiracy: Plans for a World Revolution.
An Open Conspiracy: Plans for a World Revolution.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, plans for a world revolution. We've got to do another paper on that.
I found this document in the British Museum in London, which is one of the greatest repositories of information. will have this all centered in the City of London, which is a private preserve, financial preserve of the Committee of 300. The City of London is totally different from London itself. It's a financial centre, and Rhodes was, of course, set out with unlimited money, and he bought up most of the claims of the small miners, and when the opportunities came to start mining on a big scale, they were there and waiting and had all of the appropriate wealth to back it up. And today, of course, the mines in South Africa are the biggest in the world. They have a gold seam that stretches for 200 miles east to west. And it's not just some small couple of nuggets. I've been down those mines. You go down 6,000 feet in a cage that drops like a stone. And if you don't have a strong stomach, don't try it. And you get down to these places where they're working, the cases, and they are enormous, 20 foot high.
Stay there, Doctor. We're going to come right back to you. Well, I tell you, 10 years ago, you never saw in news headlines about the Bilderberg Group. Here's the Times of London. Secretive Bilderberg Club ready for protest. And it's a high-powered meeting of Committee of 300 members, but it's not as secretive as the overall Committee of 300. And I've researched this, and our guest is dead on and has the documents, and he has the book, which you could call the Bible of conspiracy theories, but it's not theories, it's fact. And, of course, that's the Committee of 300. Coleman300.com is the website, and we cover their...
That website seems to have changed, so do a search.
Endgame eugenics agenda in, of course, my film, Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. And, folks, this isn't a joke. You know, they stalled you and said there's no secret groups, there's no world government, there's no derivatives, the bankers aren't engaged in fractional reserve banking, the government's not shipping in narcotics, everything's fine, go back to sleep. Now they admit all that's happening, but saying it's good.
Do watch that. Here's Dr. Steven Turley, and he's extremely good. Globalist EU coming apart before our eyes.
And the mainstream media and the like, and they're turning more and more to nationalism, populism, traditionalism as the basis for a sustainable...
He's talking about all the countries that are in the EU are now turning towards...
and flourishing social order. And so, while the globalist left certainly has all the power, as it were, they own and occupy Brussels and the whole of our political institutions, they occupy and control our economic institutions, our media and our news, our schools and universities, our arts and our entertainment. We could go on and on. While left-wing globalists certainly do occupy all of these institutions, this channel is dedicated to reminding you every single day that the philosophical and ideological and demographic foundations of those institutions have completely imploded. While liberal leftists are busy imposing their globalist vision of the world upon us from the top down, they thus far appeared to be distracted to notice that their entire globalist edifice is collapsing from beneath. Population after population is turning away from their dictatorial forms of democracy where they accept only those elections that result in politicians and policies that...
Right. Now, this is what the 17.4 million people voted, all right, to get out of this European globalist one union, okay.
The European Union stands at a crossroads. The flailing leadership of the larger states, the UK's botched Brexit, the destruction of the post-war political consensus in Germany, and the streets of many of France's major cities awash in protests for months on end.
Now, why is it botched, this British exit from Europe? Because Prime Minister May is not a Brexiteer. She's a Remainer. So you've got a people who are saying words, but it's not in their heart. So you've got duplicity, and you've got, in my opinion, I would say, and a number of other people are saying that May is treasonous, and I think there are other people who probably would fall into that category as well. And since a new government took over Italy, Salvini says Italy will lead populist European spring. There are many, many countries, as Steven Turley says, who are wanting to get out of Europe. Now, here on Restored Republic by Judy Byington, this was yesterday's, I think, The cabal global financial system was established in 1871 and sent US taxpayer dollars to the US Inc., a privately owned IRS and Federal Reserve, to the privately owned Queen's Bank of London, to the privately owned Vatican Bank, to the cabal's central banks across the globe, funded their nefarious activities. This system was bankrupt and had to be taken down in order to give the gold asset-backed global currency reset. That is what's coming in, everyone. The fiat bank is bankrupt. The fiat bank was false. It was money made out of thin air, backed by only the people's, basically, birth certificate, the fact that they were alive. Then you got lost at sea and you were turned into a corporation. That's why everything is in capitalized letters. If you look at your debit card, or if you've got a credit card, or if you look at the doctors or anything like that. To continue. 2. US Inc. and the cabal access to US taxpayers' dollars ended last Saturday at midnight. The European exit, Brexit, from the euro, expected on Tuesday, March the 12th, would take away the cabal's last bastion of rule over the global financial system by closing the Queen's Bank of London. The Federal Reserve and the IRS were closing their books and would be gone by October 2019. Monies paid to them this year would be reimbursed. Some say that the Bank of International Settlements planned to announce the gold asset-backed currency standard on March the 28th. Others say the new global asset-backed currency system would be announced on August the 1st and put in force January the 1st, 2020. Right, finally, here's President Trump.
Well, my friend, we discussed a lot of things that were of great interest to all of us.
He was hosting the Prime Minister of Ireland.
Just a little while ago in the Oval Office. In particular, we talked about BREXIT, something that's turning out to be a little more complex than they thought it would be. But it'll all work out. Everything does. One way or the other, it's going to work out. But you had a very interesting view on it, and I appreciate you letting me know what's going on over there. Very, very tough situation. I also want to thank Ireland's ambassador, Daniel Mulhall. Thank you very much, Daniel. I appreciate it.
Right. This is Catania Alvin saying thanks for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers and all the commenters. And God bless and stay safe, and understand that this is a battle royal for the banks, the cabal. This fiat system is going down. That's what the battle of Brexit is about. And I think some money is being put across to various people's hands, who I wouldn't say. God bless. Catania Alvin saying bye-bye.